Hello friends, it's me and I'm back for guess what day? 41. I said I wanted to do 80 days and I'm more than halfway there. 41 days. I don't normally do this, but I'm doing this. If you can, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe to the channel. I'm at 30 followers all by myself. Yeah. And I'd love to get to 50 so I could do live YouTube videos and serve more people quicker. That would be amazing. So if you can, subscribe, please. I would love that. I would love that for me, honestly, and I would love that for you more. Okay. Today I'm going to go back to where we started, to the chair of joy. And I'm going to do a little bit of explaining, a little bit of teaching here. I know the two cards that I pulled today. Oh, the week I've had. Oh boy, the week I had. I don't know how your week was, but mine was challenging, to put it lightly. But today, I love how the universe pays you back, gives you the break when you need the break, and lets you play when you need to play. I mean, granted, I work in a school with kids all day, so I literally, and the youngest of the kids, I'm blessed that I get to play a lot every day. But this week there wasn't a lot of playing. There was a lot of regulating and helping and teaching. So today was a day full, when I say full, of games, literally fun and games all day. It was the first time ever we had this event at our school, and it was just fun. It was based around Harry Potter and his worlds and houses. I'm not really familiar with Harry Potter. Nah, don't get on the bandwagon and say, what? I'm getting there. I'll just tell you, my house is Excalibur. I started in Phoenix and ended up in Excalibur because that's where my student is, and we need to be with our students. So it's just been so fun. It's something that we just started this year, and it's been a lot of fun. And guess what? The winner, I digress, but I do that a lot. That's okay. The winner of the knighthood games, not just today, the culmination of all year, gets to take a trip to a restaurant that is going to be so cool. It's going to be so much fun. There's a lot of live action. There's eating. We get to get on buses and go to this place. But it's only for the winning house. So there's been so much incentive, and there's been themes all week, and every time you dressed or you did the thing, whatever the thing was for the day, you get more points for your house. It's just been a lot of fun and excitement. And today was the culmination of the week of events. So it was a lot of fun. Okay. Anyway, now back to our chair of joy. I'm going to explain about when I say neighborhoods and houses that the emotions are in, I'm going to explain to you. There are 4 different neighborhoods or stages, if you will, in the JQ deck. Each emotion there's 4 different categories, 4 different stages of emotion. And it's so interesting because I pulled these cards yesterday, and yesterday was the most challenging day of my week, at least. So there's a lot of noise outside my window. And the 2 cards, I pulled one from the inactive neighborhood and one from the awareness neighborhood. And the inactive neighborhood is the lowest stage, where you have the least amount of safety, you feel the least presence, and the least amount of joy. The emotion that I pulled for that was shame. And the other one from the next neighborhood up, which is awareness, the emotion was resentful. So I'm going to read to you what each of these 4 stages, or neighborhoods as I like to call them, means. Okay, the emotion of shame in the inactive stage, and the inactive stage is low safety. The emotions feel stuck, overwhelming, or flat. Joy feels distant. Basically what I just said. And then I pulled resentful for the awareness stage, and that's you begin to notice with more intention. Safety increases, clarity starts to emerge. This is my child in there laughing with their father because they just got home. They have such a beautiful relationship. I love that. Love ending my week with the joy in my home too. So that's what you hear in the background. And if my dog starts barking, she's just chiming in. Okay, anyway, back to this. And then the next neighborhood or stage up is reflection. It says you shift perspective and explore growth. Joy tends to hum along at varying levels. And then the highest stage is the expansion stage. And that's connection and expression flow. And joy is easily accessible and alignment may occur. But listen, this is important. This is what it says. Joy is always present in all of these stages, but our ability to access it depends on our level of presence and safety. That's why the different levels. These stages reflect how we relate to our emotions and environment as our brain works to find balance. So that's fascinating, right? I'm not going to get into this because there's more involved. And like I said, but they're the 4 stages. They're the 4 stages of presence. And since I'm doing this, I'm gonna keep going with this because this is important. There's also barriers to these stages. And there's 3 of them in particular. I'm going to just read this, okay? These 3 barriers can either quietly block your progress or gently guide you forward. When met without resistance, they open the door to awareness, clarity, and aligned action. And there's 3 of them. There's 3 barriers. There's accountability, acceptance, and trust. Accountability, you see the moment clearly. Not blame, just honest awareness. Accountability is recognizing how your choices or responses have shaped the present and using that clarity to move forward with intention. That's accountability. Acceptance is let go of resistance. Acceptance is the power to meet reality without a fight. Even when it's not what you wanted, choosing to be present with what is allows new energy to flow. And trust. Allow what's next. Trust is the soft courage to release control. It's leaning into the unknown, yourself, others, or life itself, and letting movement happen without forcing it. That's the highest. That's where you would like to be. But we're not going to worry too much about the barriers. At least that's not going to be my focus. But I just wanted you to understand more so the stages of presence. Because I normally mention that when I say what the emotion is. Like the 2 that I pulled today were shame, which is the inactive, which is low safety. Emotions feel stuck, overwhelming, flat. Joy feels distant. And then resentful awareness. The awareness stage is you begin to notice with more intention. Safety increases and clarity starts to emerge. Okay? So now to do the chair of joy. Let's start with shame, which is inactive. And again, these cards, you can get them on Amazon. They give you step by step. They tell you what to do and what to think about for each of the 4 steps. Sit, breathe, think, and feel. Remember, when you're sitting, you try to put your feet flat on the floor or have your body on some type of surface, and so you can ground and get present. And then when you get to the breath work part of it, you can close your eyes or lower your gaze. It just makes the process a little more meaningful, in my opinion. And then you think about what's there. You can sit in the think stage as long or as little as you like, but you can literally do this in 1 or 2 minutes and still reap all the benefits. And then feel is coming back to present fully, opening your eyes if they were closed, and just letting it bask, in the joy. Okay, so let's do this for the emotion of shame, which is the inactive stage. Okay, sit on a wooden chest in an old attic, dust swirling in the light. So that's where we are. So imagine that. Close your eye. I can already feel, and you can see my energy shifting. That's how quickly this can work. Okay, and then breathe. Inhale the still air. Exhale the weight of self-judgment. Because remember, the emotion is shame. And we've all felt it at one time or another. Inhale the still air. And exhale the weight of self-judgment. Normally 3 breaths. Okay? But whatever works best for you. Okay? For think. Picture yourself gently uncovering something forgotten but still valuable. Okay? Picture gently uncovering something forgotten but still valuable. Whatever that is to you. And just stay there. Think about that. Whatever it is, whoever it is, wherever it is. Okay? And then for feel, run your fingers along the surface, reconnecting with its worth. Okay? And that's the chair of joy for shame. And then for resentful. I know I felt resentful before. That's changed a lot too, because I've changed a lot. But anyway, for sit, breathe, think, and feel again, okay? And if you want, you don't have to do both of them. You can stop after shame. You can pause it wherever you like if you want to sit in one of the stages more than I did. Do that, okay? So awareness, the emotion resentful. Sit on a wooden pew, sunlight warming the worn wood. Isn't it interesting? We're both sitting on wooden items in each of these. Okay. Sit on a wooden pew, sunlight warming the worn wood. Okay. Inhale the still air. Exhale lingering frustration. Okay. Again, inhale the still air. Exhale lingering frustration. One more in. And out. And then for think. Picture placing the burden down beside you, leaving it there. Yes, do that. Picture placing your burden down beside you, leaving it there. So you're no longer carrying it. You're letting it go. And for feel, and please, if you want to sit and think longer, do that. Stretch your fingers wide, releasing tension from your hands. Yawn, stretch, roll your head, roll your shoulders, wiggle your toes, open your eyes, and come back. Okay? And that is a little bit of history and explanation about the process and the stages in each of the emotions, the stages of presence. I hope you found that beneficial. I know I did when I was learning about this too. So please feel free to let me know your thoughts about these two. What other emotions you would like to explore if you have questions. And there's more on this too. There's the challenge, and there's the questions, and there's the the tools. I'll tell you too. The tool for resentful, the personal tool, was journaling, and for shame, it's breath work. Okay. So if you're experiencing any of those emotions, then use those tools to help you navigate them. But remember, joy lives through throughout all the emotions as well. Okay? So remember what? You matter. You make a difference. And I love, 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 love you. Have a beautiful day, friends. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Memorial Day holiday if it's celebrated where you are. And until next time, I love you.